Hello everyone, how are you all doing? All are doing good? All are happy? All are safe at their homes? Good, are you studying well? Keep it up, dear students, keep it up. I am Mahesh, your physics teacher, and you're watching my YouTube channel, SMR Online Physics. If you are new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe the button, okay, so that you keep on getting the notifications whenever my new physics videos are released. All right, I've been discussing about spherical mirrors. In the last class I've discussed about what are sign conventions and how to really make it simple to apply the sign conventions for both concave and convex mirrors. If you haven't watched that video, please do watch it so that you'll be confident for this class. The link for that video is given in the descriptions below. So let's get started today. Today's class is going to be super. It's going to be excellent. All right, we are going to learn the derivation of the various equations which I introduced in my last class for spherical mirrors. The various equations which we know for spherical mirrors are, for mirrors with small aperture, we know that focal length is half of the radius of curvature. Everyone should know that. Right. Number 2, the mirror formula. The mirror formula is a relation of image distance and the object distance which equals to the 1 by f, that is 1 by focal length. It's a reciprocal distance, my dear students. 1 by image distance plus 1 by object distance should be equal to 1 by focal length. And the third one is a relation of magnification, which I said in my last class. It is a ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. Since it's a ratio of two similar quantities, it doesn't carry any units. It is only a pure number. It will tell us how many times the image is either magnified or diminished, or is it of same size. So the relation was h dash by h should be equal to minus v by u. Some students may be really getting scared of today's class. Believe me, today you're going to enjoy it really. You're going to see how simply you can learn and remember, and at the same time how to derive these equations. Please note down if you haven't noted it down. I'm going to show the proof of each formula in this case. Alright? Now we'll show the proof for the first equation. Alright? I will write it here. Derive, or you can say prove. Prove it that for mirrors with small aperture, f equals to r by 2. For spherical mirrors with small apertures. This relation is very, very helpful and very correct. Let me show you how to get it. Yes, this is your concave mirror. Get your principal axis correct. P, F, C. Now we will draw a simple principle, right, to derive that relation. Alright. We know that a ray of light incident on the mirror parallel to the principal axis always passes through the focus. Right. We will use this simple principal ray to derive this first relation. Clear? Okay. Now let me show you the normal, which everyone should know how to get it. Right. A normal is an imaginary line passing right through the point of incidence drawn from the center of curvature. Clear? So we know that both these angles, which is called angle of incidence, and this angle is angle of reflection, both has to be equal. So in my derivation, let me take both the angles by a common symbol. Let us say it is theta. Both the angles are exactly equal to each other. So let me quickly name it down. A, O, B. I will use some geometrical techniques, as you are well aware of, to get this relation quickly. So you can clearly see that angle AOC should be equal to angle COF. both are exactly equal to theta by the laws of reflection. No surprise. At the same time, angle AOC should be also equal to OCF. Angle AOC should be also equal to angle OCF. Alternate angles. If this is theta, then this also has to be theta. Alright? So these are also equals to theta. So if this is theta, how much this should be? Definitely 180 degrees minus 2 of theta. So if this entire angle is theta plus theta is 2 theta, again this angle you could have found out by any way. This angle, my dear students, will be equal to 2 theta. Alright. So for mirrors with small apertures, we will be doing this. Let us quickly find out tan of theta and tan of 2 theta. If mirrors are of smaller aperture, this point O and this point P will be very, very close to each other. So I can almost say that this distance is not an arc, it's almost a straight line. That P has slightly come inside. Alright? Please mind the condition. So tan theta from the diagram can be written as perpendicular by the base. Everybody knows it. So I could have happily written OP by CP. That is coming from your trigonometric knowledge. Alright. And similarly, tan of 2 theta can be also written as OP by PF. OP by PF. Now I have to write this condition. For mirrors with small apertures, tan theta is almost equivalent to theta, and tan of 2 theta is almost equivalent to theta. 2 of theta. For really small thetas, this is absolutely correct. So now if you look into these equations, I have therefore theta is equals to OP by CP, and I have 2 theta is equals to OP by PF. That's it. So if I move that 2 on the other side, it becomes theta is equals to half of OP by PF. Is that visible? Oh, sure. Sorry, it's not visible to you. So let me write it here. So theta should be equal to half of OP by PF. I hope that is clear. So anyone can do it now. If theta is equals to this and theta is equals to this, so let me finish it off here. OP by CP, therefore OP by CP should be equal to half of OP by PF. Very simple. OP gets cancelled off and you find that 2 times of PF is equals to CP. So put in the values. PF is nothing but your focal length, so it should be 2 of F, and CP is nothing but your radius of curvature. So R is equals to 2F, or if you wanted to say F should be equal to R by 2. Hence, do share it among your friends, my dear students, right? Okay. So now let me prove, or as we say, derive, first of all, the relation, how we get H dash by H is equals to minus V by U. After this, using this knowledge, I am going to move on to derive the equation for the mirrors, the mirror formula. Again, this equation is going to be super important and easy, and this is how we can easily derive it. Just get your, okay, let us draw the principal axis, mark the pole, the focus, and the center of curvature. Alright, okay, now let us draw an image for an object which is just situated beyond C. I'm very sure everyone is familiar with all these diagrams. Let us call it as AB. Okay. I'm going to use this principal ray, something like this. A ray of light incident at the pole of the mirror bounces back making equal angles. This is one which we are going to use to construct this ray diagram. Everyone, I'm sure that you know where is the image going to form. So not a big issue at all. So I just extend this concave mirror and I use a ray of light passing right through the center of curvature. That's it. You could have drawn it as you wish. I use this ray, a ray of light passing through the center of curvature, bounces back along the same path. Clear? So for this object, this is the image which we know that should be forming between C and F, and it will be slightly diminished. So this is the image A dash, B dash, which I mark with yellow. Alright. So definitely by the laws of reflection, this angle theta should be exactly equal to this. That is, angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. So let me prove this first of all using this diagram. Let me just cut it short because of the lack of space. Something like this. That's enough for us. So please follow it closely. Very, very simple. In the triangle APB, in triangle APB, and the triangle A prime PB prime, we have, my dear students, I hope you are following. Very simple. Angle APB should be equal to angle A prime PB prime, and both, let us take it a common symbol, both are equal to some theta. Alright? Okay. Now let us quickly see how to write the tan theta out of this. So, writing the tan theta in each case, for the first triangle APB, if I have to really write, I will get AB, that is perpendicular by the base, that is PB, for triangle APB. And similarly, the other tan theta which I could have written here was for the smaller triangle, as you can clearly observe. In that case, I will find A prime B prime perpendicular by the base, that will be PB prime. This is for the triangle A prime PB prime. Is that clear? So definitely I can, I'm sure that you can do it right now. Both the tan theta should be equal. So coming from these two equations, we have AB by PB should be equal to A prime B prime by PB prime. My dear students, here begins the journey of using the sign conventions which I have been discussing. Alright, which I just discussed in my previous video also. So let us write down what we know. What is AB? Observe it closely. AB. It is the height of the object. Should we be coming with plus h because it is measured above the principal axis? What is PB? Observe PB. PB. It has to be the object distance. So the sign has to be minus u. So now we can write very easily for this A dash B dash, which is nothing but the height of the image. Please, my dear students, observe it. It is a distance measured below the principal axis. So I should be writing minus h prime. H prime is the symbol for height of the image. And PB dash. PB dash is the image distance. Again, it's a distance measured to the left hand side. So I should be writing minus of V. Now I will slightly rearrange all this and we will get our derived formula. Minus gets cancelled out. And if I write h dash by h, which is truly the definition for magnification, h dash by h, then V goes up, there is a minus sign. So hence we get minus V by U. This is a very important result which we have beautifully derived, and we are going to use this relation to derive the mirror formula. I hope I am very clear. Please note it down. So we can now derive the mirror formula using the same diagram and using the same knowledge. Okay, let me just clean it off. Okay, my dear students, we will derive the mirror formula. The most important equation for spherical mirrors, it is written as 1 by V plus 1 by U equals 1 by F. I'm going to use the same diagram which I have used for deriving the previous equation, H dash by H equals minus V by U. I hope I was clear in that, right? Now let us see how we can get to this formula using this simple diagram. You can see that there are plenty of triangles coming up. I already used 2 triangles out of it. Now you can also see there are some more triangles. A, B, C, where you have angle ABC making 90 degrees. A prime, B prime, C, where you see angle B prime also making 90 degrees. So these are like vertically opposite angles, but cannot be equal to theta. So let us name these angles as alpha. Let us name this as alpha. Let me write it clearly. Here in the diagram, angle ACB should be equal to angle A prime C B prime. Let us call it as alpha. Some angle called alpha. Alright. Now it's all done. Take tan of alpha. Thus tan of alpha in the first triangle has to be equal to AB by BC. From triangle ACB, I get this tan of alpha. Is that clear? And similarly, the other tan of alpha possible in this diagram is this one, where you can write A dash B dash by CB dash from the triangle and A prime C B prime. Is that clear, my dear students? Right? Just follow it closely, then you can later on note it down. Okay, just follow the beauty of this derivation. So since tan of alphas are same, so I can say the right hand side is also same. Hence, we can say AB by BC should be equal to A prime B prime by CB prime. So before moving forward to substitute any distances, let us quickly check it. Do we know everything like AB, height of the object, we know it. A dash B dash, height of the image, we know it. Alright. BC doesn't have any particular name. Similarly, CB dash doesn't have any particular name. In that case, we will use some more beautiful equations. BC, how to write BC like? Definitely we can write PB minus PC. PB, from PB subtract the PC part. Then you are left with BC. Am I clear? Good. Similarly, A dash B dash should be by CB dash. CB dash doesn't have any name again. So I want to get CB dash. Can I write PC minus PB dash, whose names are known to us? PC minus PB dash, same idea, absolutely correct. Now let us put in the values closely. Now we are ready to put in all the values, I'm sure. Alright. So we can write AB along with the sign conventions, my dear students. You can proceed to write if you wish. It is plus of H above the principal axis. PB is object distance, so it should be written as minus of U. Minus is already there. PC is the radius of curvature, so it is again written with minus of capital R. Be careful about that. That should be equal to A dash B dash, which is the height of the image measured below the principal axis, so it should be written as minus H dash. PC is the radius of curvature, same, so I should be writing minus of R. Minus PB dash is the image distance. This distance is nothing but your image distance, so it should be written as minus of V. I hope I'm very clear till here. Alright. Okay, there's some shortage of space. I think I can use it. Let me write it over here. we are almost done. Plus h on the top, minus u, minus into minus becomes plus, r, just we got it, a relation, radius of curvature is always the twice of focal length. So let me write 2 times of f here. So here minus of h dash by minus of r is there. So I can write directly minus of 2f, minus into minus becomes plus of v. Simple. So now we can just carefully observe h dash by h was known to us. So let us write it that way. Minus h dash by h should be equal to minus h dash by h. This by this should be equal to minus 2f plus v by minus u plus 2f. Is that clear? Minus h dash by h is equal to minus 2f plus v by minus u plus 2f. So since there is a shortage of space, I will rub off this left hand side. Alright? So let me rub it off from here. So let me quickly finish it off. Minus h dash by h. Minus is there. H dash by h. What did we get for h dash by h, my dear students? Can you recall? H dash by h was equal to minus v by u. So please get it right. Here will come minus v by u equals to the remaining part minus 2f plus v by minus u plus 2f. Now we will quickly see that minus into minus becomes plus. So you are left with v there. Cross multiply. So you will get minus u plus 2f on the top. And here you should get u going up to multiply with minus 2f plus v. I hope I am doing everything correct. Please cross check it, okay? Everything is perfect. So here you will find minus vu plus 2vf should be equal to minus 2uf plus u into v. We have got everything. Let us rearrange all the well-known quantities on one side. Suppose I want to write this first, 2vf, which is always positive sign. This comes to the left side, becomes a positive sign, 2uf, and observe very closely, minus vu plus u comes this side, it will become minus 2vu should be equal to 0. Now to get to our desired formula, we will do a small mathematical trick here. Alright? Divide each term by 2uvf. This is only mathematical gimmick that is always allowed in maths. What I am doing for the first term, I am going to do the second and for the third also. So nothing wrong in it. So you'll see what it happens. 2vf by 2uvf plus 2uf by 2uvf minus 2uv by 2uvf should be equal to 0. And it's a happy sight coming up. I'm going to lose all this thing. 2vf gone, 2uf gone, and 2uv gone. So please note it down. Hence we get the formula 1 by u left over plus 1 by v. If I directly take it on the right hand side, this minus becomes plus, and you are going to get 1 by f. That's it, my dear students, for today's class. Hope you have understood properly. Do see this video again and again. Learn this derivation perfectly. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep rocking and keep enjoying physics. Thank you.